saying Mississippi State showing out. They're coming to play.
Mm-hmm. If only somebody had called this and specifically said, don't sleep on Mississippi State.
I'm starting to think that somebody has got some kind of inside line that maybe we need to be more privy to, and maybe I've said that like the past 4 weeks. So
maybe you just
start changing my picks up a little bit here.
Maybe you just need to watch the right games, and
I need to get the right people whispering in my ear.
Is that right? Well, I don't like whispering in the ear so much. I'm just talking outright. I like to keep a nice level tone, nothing to excite people too much.
What I like about shifting gears, what I like about the ACC is when they play, not their football teams, but I like their reffing team whenever they're showing them make a decision on whatever the call may be, you actually get to get mic'd in and hear them as they're talking through it. You notice the SEC doesn't do that.
Well, the SEC is widely known as having the worst officiating crew. That's a statistic that pretty much any commentator has referenced at least once. The SEC has a lot of good things going for them. The correct people in zebra stripes is not necessarily the case. But let's talk about the games that have occurred today and what we've been watching, folks. Where do you want to start? I think that the game that I've paid the most attention to, which I already told you, of course, would be the LSU game against Ole Miss, and this is a good game right here, folks. I will say Nussmeier is not doing what we said he needed to do if we wanted LSU to come out and win this game.
Right.
But no, it's all defense, man, and it's crazy because like all the games across the board at one point, I think we're in the second quarter, and they were all either 10-3 or 3-7. Yeah, it was like, oh my goodness, it's like every mid game the defenses are just coming to freaking play, man. It's something else.
I will say the caveat to that right now is the Indiana game. The Hawkeyes are actually putting up quite a fight right now. I believe it's still tied 10-10. I haven't checked back in on that in a moment. I was trying to catch up on all these SEC ones real quick. Of course, we have the Tennessee game that's still ongoing. But, the Texas A&M Auburn game. What do we want to say there, first of all? Since we got our man in orange right there.
We knew it was going to be a defensive battle. I mean, I'm definitely happy with the way that Auburn's defense is playing. Obviously, the offense is completely struggling. We're basically being boiled down to 2 plays, and that's been snuffed out. Either we're trying to get the Coleman up on the top, or we're going to go underneath to either a receiver or a tight end. And I mean, we're not even able to convert, screen passes, nothing like that. Texas A&M is absolutely shutting down Auburn in every single capacity, and it's tough because – obviously, we knew the crowd was going to be a factor. Offensive line still jumping off sides. We've got holding penalties both ways, really. You see, and A&M's been getting a fair amount of holding penalties as well, which you can't win. You can't win football games if you can't get first downs. I think 0 third down completions was the last stat that I saw for the entire game. So, not a very happy Auburn fan, but I guess we'll see if there's a halftime adjustment. A&M gets the ball back at the half. Auburn's got to get first downs. He's got to do something. I think the defense is going to get completely worn out late in the third quarter into the fourth quarter, and then A&M's going to start pulling ahead.
Hey, we have a real treat here.
No way.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by the one and only coach right now.
Yeah, well, not the one and only, but a coach.
Hey, coach. The proverbial coach.
The proverbial. What's up, guys?
We were just breaking down the Auburn-Texas A&M game there, Coach. You want to add your input to that?
Dude, I walked in and we were unpacking and stuff whenever I watched a little bit of it right there at halftime whenever A&M made the 2 overthrows, I think it was, and that was it.
Yeah, Reed's had some passes that he definitely should have made, that he was overthrowing some wide-open touchdowns. But
yeah, they put a stat up on the screen, too, for him, for a Division I quarterback in the SEC, for passes over 15 yards. He's like 20% this year. That's not good.
Well, I mean, I find what one's going through, that's something.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't put all that on Auburn's quarterback, though. I've seen a couple passes. He put it right on their ass, and they just dropped it. I mean, and it was a big play, too. So, I mean, there's been some stuff left on the field. I'm actually surprised it's as close as it is. I think that's got more to say about Texas A&M hasn't really got going yet.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know if Auburn's going to be able to pull it out in the second half. I'm very disappointed in that. I think that as a road team, we've been really struggling, and clearly being at the 12th man stadium or whatever you want to call it is a huge factor right now. I love the shot they had earlier where we were in the red zone and they showed the wall of Texas A&M fans that they were running up against. And
well, that's what you want to see.
Yeah, I guess as the home team for sure.
So it looks like Ole Miss is about to put some more points on the board. We're about to roll into halftime with that game there. I figured we'd sweep it up to mention that controversy.
He said take the over.
I will say, old Lane Kiffin is making that offense find the holes where they are. And I would say it's not LSU really being shoddy on defense by any means. I think that the players are executing where they need to, but these guards are doing some pulls you just don't normally see mixed up. I really like what I'm seeing. I know that y'all aren't really big on the big guys, but I'm liking that game right there. That is the most entertaining thing on TV at the moment.
Oh, for sure. There's no question of that.
Mm-hmm. Although
Mississippi State, Tennessee, Mississippi State's up a whole touchdown now too.
Are they really?
Mm-hmm. That's late in the second.
Man. How's Ohio State doing right now? I was watching some of that game when I got home.
It was 7-3 at the half, wasn't it?
Right.
They were struggling for a long time.
And they ran that illegal ass play to score before half.
Who does that?
Ohio State.
Hey.
No, Oklahoma.
I was about to say that's too soon. We got somebody in here. You can't say that.
What are they going to do? Take the win away from Oklahoma?
No.
Yeah.
That play is though like one of the most frowned upon plays in the coaching community because that's like the biggest dick move play, and it's been illegalized for years now. Years it's been illegalized, and they let them. Kind of crazy let that happen, but
I'm interested to get your input on this, Coach. Go ahead, dude, and then I want to jump in.
Oh no, I was just going to say it was not that play exclusively. It was the entire game. That was one of those more blatant things where you're like, come on now. That one player they snuck the receiver back out there. The referees just got to step in and be like, hey, we messed that up. That is illegal. They replay the down or loss of down. You know what I mean? No matter what happens on that play, that's
His
crazy.
Earpiece didn't tell him to.
That's very true too.
See them making decisions anymore on the field. Truly,
the ACC does though. It's pretty cool.
That's what I was saying before you jumped in. I appreciate that the ACC you can actually see them talk it through, and then dude was making the point that the SEC refs are absolutely the worst in the league and have been verified by every single broadcasting network, it seems like. But I want to jump back to something real quick, Coach. One of the comments I remember them making post the Auburn game is supposedly the Oklahoma staff had pulled aside the Rebs prior to the game and told them the play they were going to do and got approval for it. Have you in your own coaching experience ever seen something like that, or do you think they're completely full of it?
No, I do that every game, like because every offense in the world does something illegal, and like this past game, they would do formations where they have like people like receivers covered up, and before the game, the referees will come to you and say, "Hey, coach, is there anything like your offensive game plan? Is there X, Y, and Z? Are you going to have eligibles covered? Are you going to have ineligibles uncovered? Stuff like that, like little nuances, so they can be looking for it." And I always go to them, and like 2 years ago, when we're playing the team we're playing this week, whenever they would run a certain play away from the tight end would just tackle the kid every time, and it never got called. And I told the ref before the game about it, and he said, "I'll watch it." And they ran the play, the exact play, and he tackled. I said, "Mr. Ref, you missed it now." And then we ended up getting that call twice in the game. A big calls, big parts of the game.
Nice.
So that does happen. There is communication between referees, like the Philly special in the Super Bowl and stuff like that. Like they'll run that by the refs, like, "Hey, my quarterback is going to on a 2-point conversion at some point in this game. Go talk to somebody, and we're going to snap it to the running back and run a play. Don't blow it dead." Yes, sir. So,
yeah, you wish you would have seen that back in the day. I remember watching Peyton Manning fake a spike right there, and then run it in, and the ref didn't know what to do, so the official literally was just like, "We're just going to do a do-over because I don't know what the hell's going on." You know, like,
yeah,
that is a dick move.
Yeah, that's a dick move.
That is a dick move.
Somebody, if anybody gets the chance to run it up on Oklahoma this year, somebody will run it up on them for that play. You can put my stamp on that. I will say that will happen to them if somebody is good enough to do it to them. They will do it.
Their defense is pretty legit.
Yeah, I know that's the part about it. You know, Venables is going to have a good defense always.
Is there somebody over your shoulder, Brian? Brian was pointing back here.
There was something on my shirt right there that might happen to play Oklahoma this year.
I see I've got the image up of DeBoer and Kirby Smart. Maybe we should jump into predictions for that game. Is that what you're going for, dude?
Oh yeah, I just was showing what images were put up there for the podcast.
I mean, we got a Georgia fan in here against two Alabama fans. I'd love to hear their opinions on how they think this night's going to go.
I mean, that's going to be a big game. Big game.
Really big one. I'm excited about it, man. What's the other 7:30 game? I'm not trying to change the subject.
It's Penn State and Oregon.
Penn State and Oregon.
Penn State and Oregon. I'm really ready for that one too. But the Georgia and Alabama, dude, that's just. I don't care what the rivalry record is. It's like 9-1 Alabama, but I don't think you can never really tell in that game. That's like the new Iron Bowl to me. And I'm not trying to be ugly to my one Auburn buddy in here, but like, yeah, that's been the game the last 4 or 5 years in the playoffs or the SEC championship or.
I was about to say it's gotten so big because it's always been like towards the end of the season it's mattered so much.
And last year, it mattered too, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think in the podcast we had said the record was maybe 8-2 in favor of Alabama the past 10 years. Mm-hmm. So I think you're nail on the head there.
I think those 2 wins were Kirby at home, though, right?
One was the Natty, and the other one was the SEC, I think, championship.
Yeah. I think those were both in Atlanta. That's pretty much home.
Yeah, that's true, though. That's true, yeah, in Atlanta.
Yeah, I think they had the stat up earlier of Kirby Smart versus all their teams, and maybe it was like 107-13, and then versus Alabama was like 1-6.
Yeah.
But we talked about this in the podcast earlier this week too. What's the key factor that's missing in the equation?
Nick Saban,
Mr. Coach Saban. So when we see, I'd be interested to see how this plays out.
I think you were talking about all that pressure for Georgia having all those losses against Nick Saban, but you also got it for Coach DeBoer, like you can't win on the road. I mean, that's what's been a big thing for Alabama in the past 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they got going for them this time. And I can guarantee you that place will be rocking today.
Them Georgia fans, they've been shit-faced for 4 hours already.
Oh, yeah. It wouldn't happen any other way.
Yeah, I've been that guy. I've been, sir, go dog, sir, go dog. I've been that guy.
Ole Miss is in the red zone, 2nd and goal. They just got a touchdown. They're up 17-7 now. 16-7 in the PAT.
I want you to realize, since I've been watching this game too, and they're winning, they have had I don't know how many penalties. It's been on both sides. Yeah. But
there was 9 for like 80 yards earlier.
Yeah, that's on Ole Miss. Now LSU has messed up a good bit too on theirs. They've been pretty timely, costly. Just coming at a horrible time. So.
Stockton, baby. Get you some, Gunner.
He's a good quarterback, man. That's the if factor, though, right? Which one's going to show up? Is it going to be the kid that is just slamming it around at the end of the game last week, or is it going to be the same dude that played 3 quarters that was just here or there? I don't know.
Yeah. If we can run the ball against these guys, we'll be all right. Where'd everybody go? Oh, there y'all are. I just looked down and just saw Brian. I was like, what the world?
Hey, I think the dude's playing around with different images. Just pretend like no matter what, you were going to be on the screen.
Okay. I'll stop digging my nose then.
But I've been preaching up Gunner Stockton since early last year. I kind of looked into him coming up behind y'all's quarterback last year. I forget his name. Yeah.
Carson.
I didn't want to bring it up, but since you did.
Sid the Sloth.
Yeah, that guy. But Gunnar Stockton, I was impressed with him just reading about his stats in high school because he broke basically every quarterback record in his division in the state. So I mean, I was expecting him to come out kind of ready to know more of a pro system, how to get into that kind of deal. I think we're watching him grow up on screen though, kind of like we did with Bryce Young. We thought he was going to be real good, and we watched him kind of progress through the year, and by the end, he was very good. So. As long as he keeps playing well and getting better every week, I think George is going to have a good team. I hope he doesn't take that step up today. I hope he kind of fiddle farts a bit, but I'm not going to. Yeah, I don't want to take anything away from Kirby and that team because they're good every year, and if nothing else, they have a good defense regardless. Even if their offense can't quite get it together, their defense will keep them in games. So. It'll be an interesting watch. I'm excited to watch it. Roll Tide until I die. But I think this is going to be a good one, man. And I don't think it's going to be a low scoring game either, because I don't think it's going to be this massive defense on defense. I think we're going to see the guys slinging the ball.
Speaking of low scoring games, the West Virginia game right now, I believe, is 0-0 in the third quarter.
Oh, wow.
Y'all let Neil Brown go, and y'all fucked yourselves. Y'all did. They took Neil Brown from Troy, and then Troy went to pot, and then y'all got rid of Neil Brown. Now West Virginia's going to pot. The common theme there.
Energy.
He had a great career at Troy too.
He had a great career at West Virginia too, bro. He did.
He ran some summer camps too, where he worked with some high schools too, and they all.
One of our kids went to him, so it was good.
Yeah.
Oh, the thing about Gunnar Stockton breaking all those records was crazy is my buddy coached him in high school, and after he graduated from Raven, his backup, I think the kid's name was Bailey Fisher, he comes in there and breaks all his records the next year.
That's what you want. That's what you want right there. Man. Yeah, that's like getting Aaron Rodgers after Favre. Let's go.
Yeah, Raven used to be like a little Athens there for a while when Stockton and all those guys. And Stockton's dad was coaching there, and the Vandergrift dad was coaching there. They were rocking and rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So,
go ahead there, Risa.
I just had a quick question for Coach because he's a defensive coach. Somebody was telling me when they were looking at Georgia, like something they would want to try to do this game was try to get more pressure on Ty Simpson, which I agree with. You want it on every quarterback you play against, I guess. But I didn't realize that they were so far down in just like sacks this year, like generating sacks. What do you have to do there? I mean, what's going on with that, you think?
Dude, that's the thing about that level that's so, beyond me on stuff like that is like at that level, it's pretty much man-to-man, man-free, and blitz because, number one, the offenses are so elaborate, it's kind of hard to play zone, I think, to them. And two, with the NIL and the portal, you have a new team every year. And what's the easiest thing to teach is, man or man free, and then some kind of combinations of bringing the house, blitzing. But, I just think we haven't been able to get pressure on the quarterback this year because, I don't think we have those same guys we've had.
Yeah.
We've still got really good players.
The same way too,
I think. You've got good players, but they're not Nolan Smith. They're not Will Anderson, they're not N'Kobe Dean. They're still fucking good, but
just not to that level.
Those defenses,
feeling that.
The Alabama defense is like whenever y'all had like Marcel Darius and stuff like that back in the day. People don't understand like how good y'all are.
Man, I remember I think it was the year we had Derrick Henry, and we were so good on defense. You know why we were so good on defense that year? Because we didn't have to blitz that much. The front four was wrecking the offensive line that year. And
y'all had 4 sets of front four that year, too. I remember that. You had 4 sets, and they had 16 guys that were all like second, third rounders, and they were good.
That's so huge when you don't have to commit to a blitz because your defensive line is just that good. Yeah, it makes a big difference.
I now have you outnumbered. And that's a bad thing.
I'd like to circle it back here to the Ole Miss game. I was really trying to see. I think we talked about it in the pregame show. I was expecting Nussmeier to give me that flash. I really wanted to see something in this first half of him being a guy they should be talking about in the Heisman race. And to be fair, the Ole Miss has been draped over him the whole freaking game. He has not had a lot of time. He's been moving around. That's not. I'm not trying to take too much away, but even that being said, you have got to make some plays for your team. You got to put the ball on your guys, and I'm not seeing that, man. I need this guy to check in during halftime and come out and, let's go.
Well, they're not even moving the ball on the ground either. Their rushing game is atrocious. I think Caleb Jackson got 10 yards. Let me make sure. Yeah, Brown got 9. That's what you're looking at.
Yeah,
oh,
you got to run to set up
for
the pass.
Ole Miss. Nick Cole, Seminole County boy. Y'all look for him.
But other side of the ball, Chambliss, he's doing some stuff. I mean, he might be 15 for 25 at the half, but he's got almost 200 yards and a touchdown. So I like when he's moving. Yeah, no interceptions, but he's also making plays with his legs. He's getting first downs. He's getting around. So I'm. It's definitely leaning towards Ole Miss. The scoreboard is definitely saying that. And if we don't see a big adjustment from LSU at the half, I think it might just be more of the same. And if they don't check it in, they might run up the score on their ass.
I tell you what, I never would have thought. Like at the beginning of this, I would rather have Ole Miss's quarterback over Nussmeier from LSU at the beginning of the season. I mean, dude, like even on one of those, he threw a low pass to the guy, and he just it ended up being incomplete because it hit the ground. But like you gotta put it up higher than that, man. He's had several this game where I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on with him. If he's like for real injured, like they said something about his like an ab injury or something, I believe is what they were saying. Maybe that's true, but
isn't he like the highest paid quarterback in the country right now in college football? Is he? I'm asking.
No, that's Carson Beck.
I couldn't tell you.
But if he is, hey, how about this? Suck it the fuck up and make that throw. And you're making like how many millions of dollars? Hey, make that throw.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's definitely hurt him in this game.
Oh, yeah.
I want to jump on the QB discussion just for a second. How are we feeling about Ty Simpson tonight, Bama fans?
Dude, solid, man.
I think if he's got the time to throw, I think he'll be okay. Now, in Florida State, I know it's kind of his first big start, and I'm sure it was, it's a away game there too, and he looked a little, like he would try to get out of the pocket a little bit too soon. He definitely was there, but we'll see what happens, I guess, tonight.
He's been solid. He's been getting better every week. I mean, one game he was pretty much perfect, 17 for 17 or something like that. It was very good. Same thing with him as Gunnar Stockton. If I can continue to see that progress, see him still make steps, make good decisions with the football, and there's a little guy named Jim Miller who might be running the football tonight who help us just a teensy bit. So I think that's going to take a little bit more pressure off of him because if you can set up the run, you can obviously pass the ball. So that's what I'm looking for.
GB, like saying that, like both of these quarterbacks, I think, are very talented to have this be their stage to kind of boost them into that next level of talk. Like if you have the game that you want to have, then everybody's going to start saying, "Oh wow, this kid is pretty legit."
Do you think there's Heisman discussions in the works for either of them, or do you think that they're still hearing the same usual suspects we've got in the past 5 weeks?
I mean, you might. Maybe a little bit. It just depends, I guess, on how you win. I mean, you can always struggle and still come out with a win, but I just feel like this is the perfect stage for either one to do it. I mean, Gunnar Stockton, what did he throw against Tennessee? It was an ungodly amount of passing yards.
Or something. Yeah, it was a pile.
Yeah, it was something I didn't think he was going to be able to do. And I think if you build on that again against Alabama, I think you would definitely start talking about him being one of the better quarterbacks. I mean, I don't see how you wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, if he goes out here and has a game, I agree with that. Yeah, if he goes out here and just has a massive one, I think it'd be hard pressed not to start talking about either one of them.
I mean, same thing with Ty Simpson. What was he the past 2 games? I know, like I said, the opposition has not been good, but still, he was like 40 for 45, 46, something like that. That's with some drop passes. You do that again, Ryan Williams has a good game or whatever. Same deal, because Georgia's not – it's not like Georgia's a bad team by no means. If you go out there and win by 2 touchdowns and look good doing it, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't have that conversation.
What do y'all feel about Ryan Williams right now? I feel like he's regressed.
He's hitting this, I think.
think he's got that check.
You're right.
Got that bag and took a step down.
What I do think he brings, whether or not he catches the ball or not, is that when he does catch it and he does that stupid shit that you see him do sometimes, you still have to cover him. You can't just let him just lay off by himself. I think that's one of the strengths Alabama has this year, because if you let him do whatever, he will hurt you eventually, whether he drops 2 touchdown passes or not. That might
y'all got the other one too. That's pretty sporty, right?
That's right.
I
mean,
I like Bernard.
Bernard.
He's been showing up every game.
Yeah, big leader. He shows up. He's catching everything thrown at him. I mean, that's the thing though. I think teams are going to start to catch on to that and make Ryan Williams start catching the football. You know what I mean? So maybe he gets a little more favorable coverage to keep him from being so, because I mean he's had over 100 yards a couple times this year already, so he's doing phenomenal. I need Ryan Williams to put some of that Gorilla Glue on his hands and let's go, baby.
I just feel like the minute you let him go and forget about him, that's when he's gonna
burn you.
Make up. Yeah, that's when he'll make up for it.
What are your thoughts,
where did Ty Simpson play high school ball at?
Ooh, don't make me lie.
Did he play at Thompson?
Oof. I'd have to look it up.
I have to look it up too. If he played at Thompson, that's the kid that played as 8th grader.
I want to say he finished in that when he came out of that class.
Westview High School.
Where was that at?
Martin, Tennessee. Westview High School.
That's not who I was thinking about, man.
Now, he came out like the second QB out of that class, I think, that year.
He was awesome.
What I heard is right. Yeah.
Yeah, the Auburn-Texas A&M game is started back up, and A&M's driving down the field pretty uncontested, apart from a couple penalties.
I might go back inside and watch a little bit, guys. Hop back on here with y'all later on.
All right, Coach. All right. Appreciate your input, sir. We definitely want to get your input. You think we're going to be jumping back on for the Alabama-Georgia halftime too, right?
Yeah, try to make that happen for sure. Yeah.
Hey, just let me know time and all that stuff and keep you posted.
But before we wrap out, let's get the Dude Bros thoughts on these 2 games we really touched on. Texas A&M, you think they're going to pull this one out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's their game to lose, unfortunately, as an Auburn fan here.
All right, and we sticking with our picks on the LSU Ole Miss.
I'm going to stick to my guns, man. I mean, I think they've got to. I'll be rooting for them for damn sure either way.
Yeah, I'll be watching intently. So until then, boys.
All right, bros.
All right, guys. See y'all. Yeah.
All right.